Have you been in business for 3 to 5 years and you're still not a millionaire? Well, if not, I'm just wondering why. Watch this episode and let's work it out, shall we? Hello, Ian Marsh here. And I just want to cover something very important that's probably going to aggravate quite a few of you right now, and that is if you've been in business for say 3 to 5 years and you're not a millionaire or better, then I want to ask you why not. I want to just, in this episode, confront you with some straightforward questions that probably are meant to aggravate you because it may motivate you to do something about what's happening in your world. Now, I've got to start off and say, look, not all of you might want to be millionaires or multimillionaires. Let's face it, $1 million isn't that much anymore. So the reality is, if you've been in business for 3 to 5 years and you haven't got that financial foundation yet, don't you think it's time for you to be having a look at what you're doing and saying, well, maybe something's not right? Well, what I want to do here is just examine a number of the things that are happening in your environment to work out if you are on the right trajectory or if you need to make a modification to get you where you want to go. And many times there are only small modifications that you have to put into your business for it to have massive rewards for you. So let's just start with your vehicle first. Okay, so what I mean by your vehicle is the business that you are in. So do you have a capped earning capacity in your company? What I want to ask you is the sort of potential that you have for making money in your business, the way that it is structured right now, does that really have the ability to provide you with the income that you desire? Do you know what income you desire? Well, if you want to be a millionaire, okay, how much money do you need to make a year? Is it $300,000 a year? Is it $400,000 a year? Is it $500,000? Is it $1 million? Only you can determine that, and all those figures are quite easily achievable for anyone as long as you're putting the right things in place. But you need the foundation. So I'm going to share with you my formula first about having the right business vehicle, because I'm pretty sure that most of you are putting your head down and your tail up, really trying to move forward to make things happen in your business, and a lot of you maybe aren't getting the traction that you want. So perhaps it could be the vehicle that you're in. So here's the magic formula that I want you to examine in your business, and let's just see how it stacks up and what you might need to do to tweak it. Firstly, you need to know the sort of income that you want to be generating for yourself. Okay, you have to have a very clear picture about how much money you want to make each year and what you're going to be using that money for. Secondly, you need to apply this key formula to your business. First, does it have great margin in it? Okay, there are many organisations out there, and many business owners that, well, they think they're in business. It's really a transactional organisation that has a limited success span. You know, these online businesses, and people say, oh, I'm doing $1 million a year in turnover. Well, they're telling you their turnover because they don't want to tell you their profit. Generally, these people that are doing $1 million in turnover, they're lucky to have 10 or 15% on the products that they sell. So if it's $1 million and they're doing 15% on their sales, well, that's only $150,000. And when you take away the operating costs that have to happen, which is marketing, which is dispatch, couriers, all those things, wages, generally these people are maybe earning $50,000 to $70,000 a year. Now that's going to take quite a while for you to actually become financially free. This is why I want to ask you again, how much money are you serious about making each year? Have you set a target and are you working towards it? Personally, I'd like all of you to be setting a target of at least $250,000 a year for yourself. But that's for you to decide. So the first one is the maths. What are the margins in your business? The second one is the psychology of your business. So with the psychology, the key thing is to make sure that you haven't just got a product that you think is wonderful and you say to the world, hey, buy my thing because it is really good. It's not a good enough reason. And this is how most people come to market. A smarter way, a more street smart way of approaching is to observe the marketplace. See where people's holes are, where they have a need, where the market has a hole or a gap for what people are searching for. And when you find that gap, you then create the product for the market. So look for the market, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people screaming out for what you want, or thousands of people, and then you create that solution to the problem that they're all facing. Okay, that's the psychology. So number one, have great margin. Number two, have a massive hungry crowd there that are wanting what you have to deliver. Then you need to add the lifestyle. So what is the lifestyle of your business? Do you need to be there 7 days a week? Does it need to operate, I don't know, morning, noon and night? Have you got to get to there 5 o'clock in the morning and you're not leaving till 7 o'clock at night? I don't know. You got to work out what the lifestyle's like for you. And you also need to decide how much time you want to put into your business. Does it need lots of staff? Maybe you don't want lots of staff. All of these things have got to be considered with your perfect business. And I'm saying this to you with the real mission of you being honest with yourself in your business, because if it's not the right business, you got to be making a few considerations. So let's move on. Number one was maths. Number two was psychology. Number three was lifestyle. Now the fourth one is it a sunrise business? The last thing I want to see you get into is a commodity. It's a really tough gig. If you're an electrician and you're wiring up houses and you're competing with another wire jerker out there, you've got a price per point. You've got a price per power point. Now I don't know what it is these days, but it might be $25 a power point. Now how are you going to distinguish your $25 PowerPoint installation from another electrician down the road's $25 a point PowerPoint installation? Pretty tough. So then the electrician down the road wants to work and he says, well, I know what I'll do it for $23. And you go, oh shit, well he's doing it for 23, I'll do it for 21. And the builder's sitting there smiling going, you little ripper, okay, I can make bigger profits on my buildings now. So you do not want to be a commodity. You've got to make sure that you are unique, that you can differentiate yourself in the marketplace for some reason. Okay, so is it a sunrise business? Now, also what I mean by that is there a growing demand? So imagine when smartphones first came out, you'd want to be at the cusp of that and ride that wave up. Okay, now every man and his dog has a smartphone. I don't know if that's the smartest business to be. Okay, so maths number one, psychology number two, lifestyle number three, sunrise business number four, and make sure that you are not in a sunset business. And I'll use the example of transport here, and you can play this back in 5 years and see what a prophetic person I am, how I've got incredible ESP skills. But let's just look at something quite logically. You've got Mr. Taxi Driver out there right now, and he's paying a couple of $100,000 for a plate. It used to be $500,000 for a plate in Sydney. It's now gone down to about $200,000 and nobody wants to buy one. But this taxi driver that works 12 hours a day trying to make a living in his business has got, number one, Uber, which I have to admit I do use. Even though I used to own a taxi plate many, many years ago as one of my businesses, and I've got a soft space for cabbies. The reality is that Uber is a very, very convenient technology. You can be anywhere, you don't have to worry about finding your credit card, don't have to do all these things, and you can track your taxi where it's coming to you. It's just so easy, okay? So there's a real issue there for taxi drivers. So do you think it's a sunrise or a sunset business? Now, I've seen so many individuals that have held on too long to a business that used to be a sunrise business. They made a lot of money, and so they rode it up, and then it became a sunset business and they wrote it down and reinvested all their money back into it again. Please don't make that mistake. So guys, look, I want you to be clear on what you're wanting to achieve. I believe all of you, if you've been in business for 3 to 5 years, should be well on your way to at least being a millionaire. Now, hopefully towards being a multi-millionaire. You should have absolute clarity on what you're wanting to achieve, and then put your head down, your bum up, and make it happen. So apply this formula to your business. And when you have a look at it, if you see that you've got an ugly baby and something that really you don't want to own anymore, then do what you have to do and say goodbye to it. So just because you're in the business that you're in doesn't mean you should be in that business that you are in. If it is not providing for you, if you are not moving forward at a reasonable trajectory, then it's up to you to do something about it. And if you want more help, just click the link at the end of this video and we'll talk to you about it.